Hey guys, it's Ro. Halloween is my absolute favorite holiday. I have been going all out this year. So today we are going to be making some DIY Halloween themed and spooky treats. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to be making are these simple and delicious candy corn cookies. And even if you aren't the biggest fan of candy corn, I would give these cookies a try. They're really good. The things you will need will be 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of white chocolate chips, a bunch of candy corn, 2 tablespoons of cream, 1 stick of unsalted butter, 1 egg, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and a cookie scoop. The first thing that we're gonna do in a big mixing bowl, we are gonna cream our butter. Mix it together until it's light and fluffy. Now you're gonna pour in the regular sugar and your brown sugar. And then we're gonna cream it together. Now we're gonna add 1 egg, the whole egg, and our vanilla. Give it another mix. Now we're gonna add our dry ingredients. We're gonna add the flour, cornstarch, a pinch of salt, baking soda. Now we're gonna mix it up one last time until it's evenly combined, and we're gonna slowly add our cream while we're mixing. Lastly, we're gonna add our white chocolate chips to the mixture, and you can mix these together with a spatula, or I'm gonna do a really quick mix with the hand mixer. Now that we've got our dough, we're gonna scoop it out and place it on our pan. I've lined it with a piece of parchment paper so it doesn't stick. So you just take your little scoop like this, and then go doot doot. We've got all of our cookies scooped onto the pan, and now we're gonna cover them with saran wrap and pop them in the fridge for about 2 hours. Once the cookie dough balls have chilled, I like to transfer them to another baking sheet lined with parchment paper to bake. I like to bake 6 at a time, so I'm gonna take 6 little balls, transfer them over, leave a couple inches in between each one of them because they will expand, and with your palm, press down flat. And don't worry about the candy corn, I have not forgotten. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pop our cookies into the oven at 350 degrees, bake for about 6 minutes, and be careful because the baking sheet is still super hot. What we're gonna do now is place a few candy corns right on top, near the middle. Try not to have them hanging over the sides because they will melt. Once we have all of our candy corn in the cookies, we're gonna pop these back in the oven for 4 minutes. Then take your cookies out of the oven, give them plenty of time to cool on the pan, and then place them onto a display plate or take a bite for yourself. The next thing that we're gonna be making is this jack-o'-lantern bean dip. I love making chip dips for parties because it's just a fun appetizer that everybody can enjoy. The things you will need will be a bag of blue corn tortilla chips, 1 packet of taco seasoning, 1 can of refried black beans, 1 can of black beans, 1 stick of cream cheese, 1½ cups of shredded cheddar cheese, 1 cup of sour cream, 1 teaspoon of hot sauce. I'm using the Crystal Louisiana because that's my favorite. 1/4 cup of chopped green onion, some olives, and 1 tablespoon of diced pickled jalapenos. The first thing that we're gonna do is in a big mixing bowl, we're gonna add our cream cheese, sour cream, our taco seasoning, our jalapenos, hot sauce, oh, I love you, green onion, and our beans. Now take your hand mixer and we're gonna mix our dip together until everything is evenly combined. Boom, delicious. Now that we've got our chip dip all mixed up, we're gonna pour it into our serving dish. I'm just using a pie pan. I like this white one I had lying around. I thought this would be really cute. Now I'm gonna completely cover it with a layer of cheese. It's gonna be our top layer. I'm using cheddar cheese because when it melts, that nice orange color is gonna look just like a pumpkin. Once you've got your layer of cheese on top, we're gonna pop it in the oven at 350 degrees and bake it for 20 minutes. Dips in the oven, and over here I've got some olives, a small cutting board, and a knife. And you're just gonna cut them into slices like this for some little details. You won't need too many of them. We're gonna use them to make the jack-o'-lantern's mouth. Our dip's fresh out of the oven, it's baked, and now it's time to decorate. Take your chips, and you're gonna look for the flattest chip you can. Like, he's a good one. This one not so good. So these one I actually have a snake. Oh, Then we're gonna stick them on here to make a little face. Then for the nose, you're gonna take another chip and I'm just gonna break off the end. So it's a little bit smaller and that is gonna be his nose. Now we're gonna use those olives we sliced earlier to make his mouth. I just like to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And there you have it, a jack-o'-lantern bean dip. The next treat that we're gonna be making are mini peanut-covered caramel apples. The things you will need will be one 11-ounce bag of caramels, a rolling pin, peanuts, some apples, I'm using some Granny Smith, some mini cupcake liners. I found these cute little polka dot ones at a local bake store, a small cookie scoop or melon baller, a plastic zip top bag, and some wooden skewers. The first thing that we're gonna do is crush up our peanuts. So you're gonna take the peanuts, pour them into our plastic baggie, then you're gonna take your rolling pin and roll them over the top to crush them up. Next, we're gonna scoop our apples to make little apple balls. This is very similar to melon balls, if you guys have ever done that. So you take your little scoop and your apple, got some apples over here, and you just scoop it in there. Get a little ball, then, boop. Oh, we're just gonna pat it dry with a paper towel to absorb some of the moisture and put it right here, boop. Once you have as many apple balls as you want, we're gonna put them into the fridge and then we're gonna melt our caramel. Or caramel, tomato. I just melted the caramel. You can do this over the stove or in the microwave, whatever you'd prefer. And now we are gonna skew, dip, and roll. This is very easy. You're gonna take the little wooden skewer and skew one of these cute little apple balls. Then you're gonna dip into the caramel, let it completely cover, then bring it up, let the excess caramel drip off. Now you're just gonna place them in the middle of the peanuts and roll it around. I've lined the baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper and sprayed it with a little bit of cooking spray so that the caramel won't stick. Oh my god, so good. We've got all of our little apples assembled and now I'm gonna pop them in the fridge for about 10 minutes to set. Ta-doo! Here are the candy apples that we made. As a final touch, I put them in these mini cupcake liners after they were done chilling in the fridge. And then I just lined them all up on a cute little serving tray. Now on to our last treat, which happens to be a Halloween themed drink. Whoa! Next, we are gonna be making a monster mudslides. For these drinks, we're gonna be making two different versions, one non-alcoholic and the other one spirited. For the spirited version, the things you will need will be 3 ounces of vodka, 3 ounces of Bailey's Irish cream, 3 ounces of Kahlua coffee liqueur, and 3 ounces of milk. And then for the non-alcoholic version, you're gonna need 1 cup of milk, 2 big scoops of vanilla ice cream, 3/4 cup of heavy cream, 1/4 cup of chocolate syrup, and 1/4 cup of cold coffee. And then to decorate both of these drinks, you will need some Reese's Pieces candy, Cool Whip, and some fun straws. First, we're gonna make the spirited version of our monster mudslide. Over here, I've got a blender, and we're gonna add 2 cups of ice into our blender. And then we're gonna pour in 3 ounces of each liquid here into our blender. Okay, so it's gonna be 2 of these because each one's an ounce and a, oh geez, I am not a bartender. I am not a bartender. Oh my. Oh, feel the spirit. Oh, that's something, isn't it? Okay, we've got all of our ingredients in here. We're just gonna pop it on the top. Got your lid on, now blend it up. Our drink's all mixed up now, so I'm gonna take it off of here. And you're gonna take your chocolate syrup and you're gonna line your glasses with a little bit of chocolate syrup. This is very, very easy. You just tilt it like this and then squeeze and rotate around. Boop, boop, ba doop. Ooh, it just drips down like a mudslide. I let the glasses sit for about 20 seconds to let the chocolate drip down the cup, and now we're gonna fill them up. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Now we are gonna set these off to the side and we are gonna make our non-alcoholic version and then we'll decorate. Now we're gonna make our non-alcoholic monster mudslide. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop 2 big scoops of ice cream into our blender. I'm a firm believer in big scoops of ice cream, so if you get a little extra, that's okay. And then add your milk, your heavy cream, ooh, one of my favorites, coffee, and chocolate syrup. Look at this. Doesn't it look like emo Frankenstein monster? You just wouldn't understand, Dad. Yeah, let her rip. We're all done mixing our mudslide, and I just lined the glasses with chocolate like I did before. Now let's fill them up. Time to decorate. This is my favorite part. Over here I have a little plastic baggie with a coupler at the end for more control. This is totally optional. You don't need to do this. And then over here I have the frozen whipped cream. Really important, you want to use the frozen stuff so it will hold shape. So I'm just scooping it, whoop, into my little plastic baggie over here. And then on the top, we're gonna pipe, it looks like a ghost monster. All right, here we go. You go all the way around, do. Fill in the middle, make the goes, boop. And then we're gonna put a little Reese's Pieces in the front for his mouth. And you can pick any eye color you want. I'm gonna do yellow and a little straw. Boop da da! Here are all the DIY Halloween treats that we made today. We made our candy corn cookies, jack-o'-lantern bean dip, our mini peanut-coated caramel apples, yum, 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 and our spooky themed drink. We have monster mudslides. We have non-alcoholic and spirited. I'll be posting pictures of these yummy treats on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you guys make any of these Halloween creations, please take a photo and send it to me. I just love your baking creations. I get a big kick out of it. It makes my day. I'm also throwing a Halloween party tomorrow on the cooking channel. You can watch it Sunday, October 25th, 5 p.m. for Pacific time and 8 p.m. for Eastern time. I'm gonna be making some more spooky treats with my friends and family. Mo's gonna be there. My dad Papa Pizza's gonna be there. Jake's gonna be there from Vsauce 3 and a bunch more friends. I can't wait, I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the yummy treats that we made today. Thanks again for watching, bye-bye.